Finnovation. The past couple of weeks, I've been really into yo-yoing. So, the obvious question is,
can we make a video on some yo-yo basics for your Finnovation fans?
yes we can. For this video, I'm going to be going to a local shop called Yo-Yo Sam. They're online at yo-yosam.com, and I'm going to be meeting with a lady named Nicole. So let's get into that. Hi. Right now I'm at Yo-Yo Sam's, and this is Nicole, one of the people who works here.
Hi.
And I'm going to ask her a few questions. So, with yo-yoing, what are the different types of yo-yos and what would they be used for?
So yo-yoing have different types of yo-yos that first start out with just a very beginner, that is a responsive yo-yo. So when you throw it down, it will come back to you with just a slight tug. Then there are semi-responsive, which have a little bit of sleep time, but they'll still come back easily. And then you have unresponsive yo-yos that they will sleep all of the time, so as long as they go to the bottom of the string. The only way to return them is by doing string tricks, and the main is called a bind trick, is what gets it back to you.
All right, thank you. Okay, now that you know the basics of what the three different types of yo-yos are, I'm going to explain them in depth a little bit more. So, the responsive yo-yo. You really cannot do much with this type of yo-yo. It really just goes up and down. And if you have one of these types of yo-yos, then you can practice going up and down, but it really cannot do much more than up and down. So, if you have a responsive yo-yo, I would recommend practicing with it a little bit before you move on to the other types of yo-yos. If you don't, that's just fine too. So, all it can really do is up and down. Okay, our next type of yo-yo is going to be a semi-responsive yo-yo. This type of yo-yo, when you throw it, will come back up with a slight tug. So, with this yo-yo, you can do a wide variety of tricks. You can do some pretty crazy tricks like around the world, to some pretty simple tricks like the elevator. So, with this yo-yo, again, you can do some pretty complex tricks, but they can't do crazy complex string tricks. And those are some tricks like the trapeze, which kind of looks like this. But again, I can't really do it. You can't do it for too long with this type of yo-yo. So it's a pretty good beginner yo-yo, but it's not great for if you're already pretty advanced with yo-yoing. So how to get the yo-yo to come back up? Because sometimes with this type of yo-yo, it can be a little bit of a struggle. So when you throw it down, you want to jerk your hand up with and you want to flick your wrist. So you kind of want to hold your hand at a downward angle like this and then flick up, and the yo-yo should come right back up. Okay, now the final type of yo-yo is a unresponsive yo-yo. Again, this yo-yo will not come back up when you jerk your hand. So what you need to do is a trick called the bind. I'll show that in a later video. But with this type of yo-yo, you can do some quite crazy tricks. You can do a bunch of tricks that you cannot do with the semi-responsive yo-yo or the responsive yo-yo. So this type of yo-yo is great for a bunch of crazy tricks, but it's not the best for when you're a beginner because you have to do that hard bind trick, which again I'll show in a later video. So one final review on my yo-yo buyer's guide. I guess that's what I'm going to call it. So, if you are a beginner, I would recommend a semi-responsive yo-yo. Again, these yo-yos will come back with a slight tug. These are great for beginners. If you're a little bit more advanced, I would recommend getting an unresponsive yo-yo. These you can do a lot better tricks, and they're really great for string play. Okay, the first thing I'm going to teach you with your yo-yo is how to wind it up. This sounds silly, but sometimes it can be really hard to wind up a yo-yo that is semi-responsive or unresponsive. So what you're going to do is put your finger on the yo-yo, on the string, so you kind of pinch the string in the yo-yo like this, and then you wind up your yo-yo. This will make it a whole lot easier to wind up your yo-yo. So another great thing that you can sometimes do with yo-yos is a lot of times at Yo-Yo Sam's they will have this in their yo-yos. You can unscrew them, and you can pop out the bearing. And if you have an unresponsive yo-yo or a semi-responsive yo-yo, you can switch out the bearing to change between semi-responsive and unresponsive. I'm not going to pop my bearing out right now, but that's another great thing to know if you're going to buy a yo-yo. It's great to have a change of bearings when you want to switch to an unresponsive and be a little bit more advanced. Okay, once you've had a couple hours on your yo-yo, your string might start to get a little bit nasty. So what you want to do is you want to spin the string so that it starts to unwind a little bit. Yo-yo strings will be kind of spun together. And what you want to do is get that little break in between and slip it out from your yo-yo. This way it's just the yo-yo. You can throw your old string away and put on a new string. By the same way, all you do is unwind it a little bit and slip it on. And then you can spin your string back up and it'll work great. So why you would do this rather than just unscrewing your yo-yo is unscrewing your yo-yo, the little screw in there can get a little beat up and some dirt can get in there, and that can ruin your yo-yo. So it's a lot better to just unspin the string and pop your string out. If you get really good at yo-yoing, they actually say that you should change your string every 30 minutes. But if you're just a beginner, you probably won't need to change it for a couple of hours. Okay, the next thing I'm going to teach you is sometimes when you're yo-yoing and you try to get it to come back up and it kind of twirls up all like this. I like to call it spaghetti string. This can be a real pain when you're yo-yoing. So how to fix this is take the string off your hand and let it spin. When it stops, there might still be a few things that look like this in it. So you're just going to pull down and continue letting it spin. So then it should be completely straight string, and when you're going to wind it back up, it should not twirl. Okay, the first yo-yo trick I'm going to teach you is going to be the elevator, and it looks like this. There you go. So this trick can probably be learned in under 10 minutes, and this was the first yo-yo trick I learned, and I think it's a great first trick. Alright, how do you do this trick? I'm going to turn to the side so you can see it a little bit better. So first what you're going to do is get a nice throw. How you throw a yo-yo is you want to bring it up like, flexing your muscles, then, but you want to do it forwards. So I'm going to turn sideways, and you throw it like that. And you let go at kind of like the last minute. So it should look like that. Then what you're going to do is take your non-yo-yo hand and put it right here. And you're going to take your other hand, bring it down, and move it up like this. That is the elevator. I'll show you one more time. Okay, that concludes my yo-yo video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned a lot. A big thank you to Yo-Yo Sam's for helping me with this video and teaching me a lot about yo-yos. You can find them online at yo-yosams.com. I know it's a lot to remember, but...
Remember? Yo-yo, Finn, that reminds me of a joke.
Oh, no.
How do you remember to yo-yo?
I don't know, how?
Tie a string to your finger.
Oh, boy, that was awful. Whatever. I'm going to be posting a video pretty soon in the near future on some more yo-yo tricks and some more tips. So, get ready for that. Thanks for watching, and bye!